You've brought a guest in. I'd like you to introduce him, and let's talk about that, a very important topic.
Well, the reason why I brought in my guest Ned here today is because we do so many sales of condos in the downtown area, and HOA is the biggest thing. If they work with an agent, if buyers work with an agent that don't understand the dynamics of an HOA, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So that's the reason why I brought Ned in here today, because he's my partner when it comes to getting our clients educated on the HOA.
Ned Heiskell.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
So help us better understand. First of all, I mean, I hate to go too simplistic, but might as well. What is an HOA? Let's start very broad.
Yeah, well, I think the big difference for downtown buildings is you've got apartment buildings that are run by some kind of investment company, and HOAs, or condos as they're commonly known, are run by the people that live there. So the members of the association, which is essentially everybody who owns a unit down there, they get together, they elect a board of directors, and that board of directors runs the show. But, of course, they all have full-time jobs. They're doing other things all day long, and they need somebody to, kind of keep the lights on and move the trash out of the building, et cetera. And that's what our company does. We're the management company that makes sure that the place runs 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
You're the CEO and president.
Yep.
So you are the word on this stuff. So, HOAs, they get you a lot of stuff, right? The pool, the gym. What else typically comes to these, Robert, with some of these buildings?
The community rooms, the beautification of outside
security.
And the inside.
Yep.
Security.
Security is a big one.
I think the biggest thing that buyers say to me is, why would I want to pay an HOA? I said, it's the beautification. It's you're protecting your investment, if nothing else.
Oh, let me explain what I'm going through at my home right now, because I moved out of downtown, bought a house last year. There's a lot of maintenance that comes to the house. Nobody told me about. Even setting up the cable was a pain in the butt. So it's a turnkey solution, not having to deal with lawn. That's why you have to know what you're buying into, not just HOAs, but like the specific buildings. Every building is different. I mean, is that fair to say, Robert?
Absolutely.
Now, aren't there some HOAs that do a better job than others? What are the best performing HOAs? When you look at some of the better downtown buildings, where are people getting the most out of it?
Yeah, I think the big thing that a board of directors has to look at is exactly what do people want and what are they willing to pay for it? Because, we talked about the amenities a building has. Everything's got a cost attached to it. So if you want 24-hour-a-day security, it absolutely is out there. There are great companies to provide it. But 24-hour-a-day security costs more than somebody on the weekends. So good boards of directors are looking at the needs of the community, the desires of the members, and how much do they want to pay? Because that HOA fee is going to be higher or lower depending upon what level of service they want.
So you're the one who's running it all.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're running it. So, Robert, I guess I would shift the question to you. When you look at downtown and some of the buildings, what are some of the buildings, if we got people tuned in right now and they're really interested in it, you just mentioned 19 new buildings. Well, there's also all these other existing buildings. What are some of the buildings that you like, just the whole package, from location, how the HOAs function, your confidence in price? What properties do you like?
Well, there's so many great properties in and around Petco Park. We can start with the Legend. They have full-time, 24-hour service security. You cannot get in that front door unless they take your ID, your blood work. I mean, they really ask a lot of questions.
Rubber gloves.
Yeah, rubber gloves.
You like the rubber gloves.
And that's one scenario, and that's what the homeowners of that building have decided what's best for them, and that's what they want.
Well, not to mention location. That's center field.
Location's amazing. You've got the 7th floor rooftop deck that's just out of this world. The views into Petco and into the park. Their pool area on the 3rd floor is just stellar. They have the community rooms. There's a lot of great amenities. Whereas if you go to, say, Icon, that does not have a pool, but they have the 25th floor rooftop deck. They have a front desk
that you can watch the full game from.
Oh, yeah.
You essentially are a Padres season ticket owner if you live in the Icon.
And it feels like you can almost reach over and touch Coronado. It's that great of a view. They have a viewing room for like a theater room. They have a community room, but they don't have a pool. They have a gym. So every building has its own dynamics. Those are two just different types of buildings.
And we don't have enough time to get into this, but there's also, it can get tricky with financing. FHA, VA. So if you have questions about buying downtown, you want to get qualified for financing, exploring FHA. If you've served in our military, thank you for your service. You might even be able to buy with no money down. I encourage you to go to robertweichelt.com, robertweichelt.com. Little Italy, I know we hear music and we're getting rushed out of here, but new stuff in Little Italy.
That's a new fire station.
So that's Little Italy.
That's Little Italy, yeah.
Got it.
Cedar and Pacific Highway.
By the way, your website looks awesome, man. Is this new?
It's been updated.
All right, well, I haven't checked it in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I endorse you all the time, but robertweichelt.com, you can see everything that's going on from downtown condos, information. If you are a buyer, a seller, an investor, know what your home's value, this is a great place to go, robertweichelt.com. Ned, thank you for joining us here in studio, learning a little bit about those HOAs. Robert, Mr. Downtown, as always, keep moving and shaking the way that you do.